Good morning and welcome to the Treehouse. This is Kay with another View from Above reading. Today is Thursday, August the 22nd, and I want to talk just briefly before we get started about gender in the cards. So I want to remind you that these cards were drawn in 1909 by Pamela Colman Smith. And at the time, gender was understood, right? Everybody was male or female. And we now understand gender differently in this day and age. And so when we talk about the cards, we are talking about active and passive energy, masculine and feminine energy. And just to say that whether you are a female person or a male person, or a transgender person, however you identify, we all have all of the energy in the cards in ourselves. So we can all be the King of Swords. We can all think logically about both sides of an issue. And we can always be the Queen of Cups, which is to say we understand our own emotions deeply. I'll make a video about this in more specifics, but just understand that just because a card has a male person, a male actor in the card, doesn't mean you don't have that energy. We all have all the energies, okay? We have active energy and we have passive energy. And so when you see male, think active. When you see female, think passive. And we need both. We need to be able to receive as well as to give. We need to be able to act as well as to wait. So don't let the gender in the cards put you off, but just consider that you have both. You have the capacity to be both active and passive in a situation, and you have the ability to have what some readers will call masculine energy or feminine energy, but don't let that throw you off. Remember that for the most part, when I read the cards, I am reading as if these are parts of you, parts of me, parts of the collective psychology, and not necessarily other people in the reading. Sometimes those cards are somebody else, and I'll try to call that out when I see it. But for the most part, I'm looking at all of those parts of you and me that are in play on any particular given day. And if you think about it, the most important relationship that we have is with ourselves. To be able to speak kindly and gently to ourselves and be able to take ourselves to task when that needs to happen. Okay, so August 22nd, we are doing a reflective reading for the last half of the week. A reminder that yesterday was a reading about bringing your own wisdom in to make a decision. And so not knowing whether the card's going to keep talking about that or not, we're using a different deck today. This is the Centennial deck. And I'm going to lay these cards out now. This is us today, currently. This is what crosses us. Oh, I so don't like that word. Here is the subconscious energy, the influence from the past, what's on our conscious mind, where we're headed at this moment, and the Merriweather card. Okay, so let's start with the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles are all your resources, and this card is happening underground, which is, I think it's the only card that happens underground. And 3 is the card of expansion, the cards of expansion. All the 3s and all of the suits are about expansion. If you think about the major arcana, the Empress is card number 3, and she's pregnant. So she's bringing something new into play. This card is a slow-moving card. Pentacles tend to be a little slower moving. And this fellow, who is the master builder, has consulted the monk, and he's consulted the architect, and the 3 of them are working together to build this solid foundation. So that's that's the energy today. They're building something. What's crossing us is the end of something, end of a cycle. This is can be a big cycle, can be a small cycle, doesn't matter, but it is something that has come to the end. And when we get to the end of something, integration is sometimes difficult. So when we say this is the challenge to be integrated, right? You've learned something new at the end of this cycle. And so the world is telling you that at this point, in order to begin a new cycle, integration has to be completed. And so you must be finishing up some kind of a cycle today. I know I'm always finishing cycles, right? When you get to be my age, you've got lots of cycles going and they're finishing off. And if you think deeply about it, you probably do have some cycle that is ready to be done. We are at the end of the summer, right? End of summer vacation, end of the week. So a cycle to be finished. The subconscious energy is that inner child card, something from the past, right, that you are thinking about may have something to do with the end of this cycle, or that you want to take into consideration for whatever it is that you are building that is new, to take into consideration some wisdom from your childhood, whether it was something you learned from somebody else or something that you learned on your own and want to bring into the energy today. But think about that inner child of yours. What was it that you wanted? What was it that you needed as a little person that maybe you can bring into this situation here? Influences from the past, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a woman who knows exactly what she wants. So again, this is masculine energy. Swords are an active energy, and so she is. The queens tend to be more internally focused on what they want, knowing what it is that they need. And because she's wielding the sword, she's also pretty active, and she'll cut those cords if that's what will serve her best. But she's quite articulate, swords being the suit of words and thoughts. She knows what it is that she wants, and she's going to get it. And so something has happened in the past, logically likely to have caused something to do with what is being built here and the end of this cycle. So yeah, that's the past energy. This is what we're doing. And interesting to have both the active and passive energies in one card. And remember that the queen isn't necessarily feminine. She is the energy of the card, right? Okay, so what is on your mind? Oh, one of my favorite cards. I say that sarcastically. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is the self-defeating beliefs. This is the fear. This is the oh my God card, right? What have I done? How did I get here? How am I going to get out of this? Self-defeating beliefs. So just to point out that there's a castle up here. There are people up there that can help her. She needs only to kick those swords down, to take those wraps off her eyes and around herself. They're not very tight there. Turn around and go to the castle. So, but she's stuck in her left brain. And I promise I will make a video about left brain and right brain. But left brain is a place where we just keep ratcheting through what we don't have, right? We got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do that without any ability to access the creativity of the right side of the brain. And so where are you stuck? What is keeping you stuck in this ratcheting in your left brain? So whatever it is, be thoughtful about how you can take that blindfold off, those wrappings off, kick down those swords, turn around, get back to the castle, and talk to these people that are willing to help you build whatever this is. Okay, so where we're going for the future here. Interesting, now we've got two eights. The Eight of Wands is the card of having launched a project, having launched a number of things into the air, but they haven't landed yet. And some parts of this this card have to do with what the Holy has in mind. There are some things we have no control over, some things that we do, but always in motion is the future. We'll quote Yoda on that one. So you are waiting for some things to land. And again, they may be, some of them are things that you launched, and it may just be what happens as a result of living this life. But we're committed. Eights are the cards of commitment. So let go of this commitment and wait patiently for these commitments here to land. The Merriweather card for today is the Star card. So the Star in the major arcana comes after the Tower, which is the destruction of some structure that you have come to rely on. And so the Star holds the hope and the wish for what's on the other side of a structure that no longer serves you. And we can see that she is pouring water, which is the emotion, not only back into the pond here, but onto the earth as well. And she's got 8 stars in the sky above her, the mountains of her highest potential back there. So in this building and in the ending of the cycle and the waiting for these to land, what is it that you are hoping for? What is it that you are wishing for? And it may be that it has to be something different than what you thought it was going to be. And that may be where those limiting beliefs are coming in. No, it's got to be this way. But perhaps if you will talk to these wise people who are helping you with the foundation, you will be able to see that maybe the basement that we're building down here can have a different style pillar or something different than what you thought it was going to be or were determined that it was going to be. And that is perhaps the lesson of the end of this cycle, is that we don't always get exactly what we want, but we do get what we need. And so think about what it is that you are hoping for and wishing for, and maybe the details don't have to be exactly as those that you had in mind, because they may be what's keeping you trapped here. So that is the reading for August the 22nd. Remember that this is for the collective, so take what resonates and leave the rest. And if this video is helpful, I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe. And check back later in my Let Me Explain playlist, and I'll talk about right and left brain, and I will talk about the genderedness of the cards. So that's what I have for today, and I wish you a happy day, and I invite you back to the treehouse again tomorrow, and we'll take another look from above. Blessings.